We call ourselves scenario architecture for a particular reason, because we based our design on simulation of scenarios of how people are actually going to use the buildings we work on. So we simulate actual use of the building, future use, in relation to various aspects. For example, environmental conditions and views from inside, internal views, etc.
Requirements of the clients. We analyze the way they live and the way they want to live. And then with this analysis, we design. So it's very far from conceptual design or metaphorical design. It's very analytical in a way.
For us, the most important thing is to ask the right question. So if we understand the brief correctly, then we have the right question asked. And then the design is basically how we try to answer, how we try to solve the problem.
They give us everything we need to work with, because every client has something which is completely different. One client likes to play the saxophone and they need a space for that. One client wants to be able to watch her child play while she cooks, so that's something for them. One client wants to be able to get a place for the dog in the kitchen which is specific for that, and every client has a little thing that is a design problem, so that's the creativity. It comes from them, really.
And because we don't work with concepts and predetermined ideas, so we can't bring our own inspiration. We're totally dependent on our clients for that, but they supply a lot of that.
Oh yeah, so every project is very personal, and it's very much about the client and their needs. So we work a lot on Victorian houses, which a lot of them are very similar in layout, but the designs that we end up with are very different, just because the different families that live there, we try to be very specific about the requirements and find ways to give them something which is very unique to them and very familiar to them. So it's hard to say. Do you have a favorite project?
Not really. No, I would say no.
People work a lot with ideas, and then they end up with forms that then have to perform in a certain way, and then they analyze how this form is performing. And we believe that before you end up with this form, you can do a pre-analytical experiment to help you generate the form, rather than have to analyze an existing form, help you generate the form from an analytical process. And that's what we're trying to do in our work, and that's our vision.
What is probably most architects' dream client would be our nightmare. So somebody with unlimited space available, unlimited budget, that is happy for us to do whatever we want, for us is the nightmare. We can't work like that. There's no information for us. I would even say for us it doesn't activate architecture. We need all of these restrictions, all of these contradicting forces to work in our own method.
Ran likes igloos.
I like igloos. Yeah. More than anything else. They make sense because they're generated from the needs, from what is necessary for one person with the particular tools available to survive in a particular environment. And I just think that the fact that this particular form doesn't come from a superimposed idea or a concept, but rather from the conditions, gives it its simplicity and beauty.
They're the essence of architecture, really. Igloos.